Women? What do you mean your ADHD brain can't handle it? What the hell? Squiz Thursday, do you order the foods? Yes. I might have. I don't care about what you have done. I'm asking about if we ever did it. I don't think so. Kind of curious about Grandma. It means your brain is so small, you're stupid.
Some of the most terrifying creatures in the entire Warhammer universe because they spend their entire day skittering through the forests like...
Yeah, I know. We have not watched this. I would remember Grandma sensually crawling up onto my feet.
Like an osteoporotic centipede while using strange ingredients to...
Oh my god, did she just... Where did this rat coming from? Grandma! There's a little something stuck in between your teeth, Grandma. Wow. Yeah, what a throat. Listen, the no denture adventure, huh?
Strange ingredients to conjure dark magic. And even if you are their ally, there's at least a 50% chance they'll forget this and shoot you with a crossbow. But we won't have to worry about that, because today we are the elderly, and we're going to be trying to survive the apocalypse. And no, I'm not talking about a flight of stairs. We're up against a vampire apocalypse, except this time I've installed a mod that increases its difficulty by 1000%, which inevitably results in this. There's only going to be 2 rules to win. We must...
I'm telling you. Autistic men crave for the CBT. I'm telling you, that's what it is. I'm figuring all of this out. Yes.
1. Assassinate Vlad von Carstein, and 2. Protect Kizlev at all costs. If at any point I lose this city, I will delete the save before detonating my explosion.
What's CBT? When someone comes and gently caresses your balls. Yeah.
Vest, which will
stop projecting your fantasies onto me. It's not my fault that you're kinky.
Instantly vaporize myself along with my 200 square foot apartment. But before we begin, I have a question for you.
Yes,
have you ever felt like your paintings were somehow inadequate?
No.
Like they lack the strength and certainty of cold, hard steel? Well, look no further, because this video is sponsored by Displate, a company which sells premium branded artwork printed...
I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't like Displate that much because they steal art. I have probably my stolen art on it as well, and they don't care about it, so I don't care about them. Yeah, I'm sorry.
We are on the bleak coast. I know it may look like the site of a...
They do, and then they never take it down.
A nuclear detonation, but don't be deceived. It's actually much, much worse. Because to our north are the Dark Elves, our east...
Wait, she's kinda hot. Wait a second, this game has nice, beautiful, fuckable females. Amen.
Our east...
Why are we playing as the old people then? What the hell?
Dark Elves, and our south, yes indeed, Dark Elves. Being surrounded by this many...
Love this picture.
These slimy freaks has increased our chances of being victimized with a strap-on by upwards of 90%, and I don't like those odds. So I decided to start...
Where does he get these footages? Can you imagine if he would have to do like these footages like personally? Like, listen, here is the idea. I will bend over and you will rip my pants apart.
Proactively killing my neighbors. After a few turns, we had made our way down the coast to a battle at Arnheim, where several elves intended to massacre us. But what they didn't realize was that I had already recruited a deranged leper who has conditioned a flock of crows to attack his enemies. The crows pecked and clawed at our adversaries, weakening them substantially and allowing my small collection of spiders to overwhelm them.
So is this the old people faction?
Is but a fraction of the power you can unlock by becoming senile. Speaking of which, Mother Astankia has a small but formidable sweatshop called the Witch's Hut. You see, when we defeat an opponent, we gather magical trinkets from them, such as their teeth and sometimes even their spines.
I'm not sure if I'm ready to donate my spine just yet.
We can then combine these items at the Witch's Hut to generate powerful buffs for our units. For example, by combining a rotting femur with an elven skull, we can create a consumable that causes our soldiers to explode on death. After giving this item to a group of inebriated farmers, we have effectively converted 120 men into...
What do you mean you already signed the release form for it? Can we cancel that paper? I am kind of really fond of my spine, actually.
To 120 mobilized
Please.
bricks of C4. The best part is that the more of these
Please.
trinkets we create, the stronger we become, unlocking new and powerful hexes, which is good, because if we want to have any hope of surviving
No, oh my god.
Armageddon,
They are not covered. They are indecent. Why are they not covered?
we're going to need Ostankia's final and most influential hex. But that's a long ways
Did you see how indecent they were?
away, and the fastest way to get there is by killing a lot of people and harvesting their body parts for arts and crafts projects.
Bro, that's so unhygienic. His fate is in the toilet!
So let's continue. With the first faction of elves defeated, we can now begin some infrastructural renovations. Personally, I recommend destroying the Earthen Hollow, because all it does is let you recruit spiders. And I know bug maxing may look cool and fun, but it's not, and it sucks. So we're replacing this with the only building chain you need in the entire game, the Eerie Woods. This allows us to recruit action.
Okay, and now he has the fucking furries. I would rather bug max than have these furries. I'm sorry. That's where I draw the line.
Sheena ambushers, which you will soon realize are absolutely broken. But for now, I need to communicate with my neighbor, and the only language I speak is violent.
Okay, but she's kind of Han. I would violence her too. That's a very brave bra. Like, it goes around and it only covers the nip. I respect that.
So I declared war on Marathi and invaded her territory. She attempted to stop us at the Petrified Forest, but remember those Akshina ambushers? Yeah, well, they have the stalk ability, which makes them functionally invisible, and I also unlocked Snipe, which allows them to fire without revealing their position. This combination enables them to stand 20 feet away from someone and shoot them in the side of the head without anyone even noticing. Anyway, I used this technique to slaughter most of Marathi's army, and whoever survived.
I just figured out how to push out my tongue with the model without an open mouth. It's a work in progress.
Survived was eventually ground to dust against my meat shield of Eastern Europeans. Truly a horrifying death. Much like a small child doing battle against a steamroller, the Dark Elf military was flattened, at which point they sent us a message begging for peace, and I took that personally. So I divided my armies up and violently acquired the rest of their property. But for each action, there is an equal and opposite reaction, and in this case, it took the form of a horde of men covered in feces marauding their way through my territory and burning my cities to the ground. I wasn't prepared for this, and by the time I stopped them, my economy was devastated.
I'm practicing! Shut up!
So I had to start getting creative to make money. For example, I sailed across the ocean and attacked Count Noctilus for the crime of violating a restraining order that existed exclusively in my head. The simple act of beating a waterlogged corpse with a hammer had apparently made me a hero among the High Elves, and I was able to forge an alliance with Tora Nock and sell them back their own settlement for 1700 gold. Not too bad. Around this time, my armies also started doing this weird thing where they would move at superhuman speeds on the campaign map.
Bro, I know that. It's like when the old people get like this like little motorcycle thingy and they go into Walmart, but it's just like a bunch of old people and they are incredibly fast and dangerous. That's what happened to him.
I don't know how to explain this, but
That's a very natural life cycle of old people. Actually,
is equally frightening and convenient. In other news, we engaged in a quest battle against some Scaven and Nurgle warriors, and I'll just summarize it by saying they didn't bring enough missile resistance.
You didn't know what to... Oh my god, do you have the old people mobile, Jinji? You have the old people scooter thingy? You're truly American now. Holy shit. There's Salem prunes.
By defeating them, we acquired some magical ingredients, 9,000 gold, and we unlocked Astankia's second hex, Coven's Curse Mark. This allows us to target enemy armies on the campaign map and drain their movement points, effectively stun-locking them for 5 turns.
I have never seen someone walk so menacingly on like a machine before. Jesus Christ.
Locking them for 5 turns.
Or he has that gamer posture.
Between this and the ambushers, you should be realizing that this faction's existence is predicated entirely on the merits of being a scumbag. Anyway, all of this killing has drawn the attention of a new Kizlev hero, the Golden Knight. She's a melee specialist that also has a number of support auras for nearby soldiers, but
I see no tits, therefore she's not a female. I am vetoing this one.
Most importantly, she looks very, very cool. So we recruited her to Astankia's army and prepared for our next move, which is to go from here to here. But how will we do that? Well, if our sweatshop can produce enough gift store trinkets, we'll receive a quest battle to unlock our next major spell, and we can use that to teleport to Kizlev. I just need more ingredients, and I think I know where to find them.
The pretty lady! Why isn't he playing as the pretty lady?
I declared war on the Sisters of Twilight and structured my whole military philosophy around not fighting them.
Bro, you could have just like seduced them and keep them, I don't know, like in a sex dungeon or something.
In their god-forsaken settlements. That's just a
Could have
moral
been
stance I
amazing.
take, because their maps suck. But we can't always get what we want. Don't worry though, I'll tell you exactly how to get through this. Simply enter the battle and leave your Akshina ambushers right here. Place the game on triple speed and go smoke 5 or 6 cigarettes.
That's a lot of cigarettes.
By the time you come back, all of the elves will be dead, and you'll be addicted to nicotine.
As usually you do. I also like to smoke 5,000 cigarettes while I'm playing this game.
This tactic allowed Astankia to
Hooray!
girl boss her way through the remaining Wood Elf territories, which unlocked our next quest battle. This quest is, on paper, very easy. We're working with one gang of Wood Elves to kill another, and as a supporter of elf-on-elf violence, I was positively thrilled. The issue is this gigantic dickhead needs to survive. I tried to protect him, I really did, but he displayed a mind-boggling amount of suicidal tendencies. For example, he spent the entire battle standing perfectly still and letting enemy archers light him on fire. This caused him to die and us to fail the quest, which for some reason killed all of my ambushers. To put it simply, I was pissed. 5 turns.
Wait, hold on. That's an IKEA fake plant. I have the same one. Very relevant commentary, you're welcome.
5 turns later, we tried again, and it went much better, because I successfully
You're very welcome. What do you mean? What is wrong with me? Did you kill it? It's a fake plant. It's plastic.
disabled the archers by running over them in a toboggan and
Appreciate
hitting
me.
them with every spell I have access to. Clearly distraught by the fact he couldn't grief me anymore, my tree man ally wandered off into the forest by himself, leaving
I can't believe that Reggie's playing so bad that even the AI is leaving him. That's crazy.
me alone to defeat the remaining enemies. And honestly, I was relieved. After a fairly messy battle, we came out on top, unlocking
What do you mean, of all the artistic talents you could get, you can identify any IKEA item with more than 3 frames in a video? Listen, the boys are yearning for communism. I yearn for IKEA. We are the same, just different flavor, okay? You could have been good at math. No. No, I don't want that. That would be useful. I want this. I am more powerful like this.
Astankia's teleportation ability.
Actually.
I was pretty hopped up on the high of killing wood elves, and in this frenzy, I quickly teleported my main army to Kizlev. Perhaps sensing this, our Scaven neighbors declared war on us back at home, launching attacks in the north and the south. I responded with 2 different tactics. In the north, I used my Hex to stunlock the enemy general for 5 turns, and make him watch as I captured all of his territory. I believe he could appreciate this tactic
I can't believe he put him into the cock chair. That's kind of cruel.
because, much like the Scaven, it was
What the
absolutely filthy. In the south, I intercepted their army and used one of our most powerful trinkets.
The punishment should be that he makes that character and meets up with grandma and they have to make out. That's the only way he can save himself. He has to make sweet, passionate love to grandma.
The whiff
Or
of
dies.
madness. By putting this on an enemy, it causes them to suffer a psychotic break, during which they'll spend the entire battle running around in circles until they tire themselves out and give up. I just so happened to have like 15 of these trinkets, so I put them on every unit I could, including the enemy general. We still had to kill a few people just to prove a point, but the trinkets made them so acutely insane that they forgot how their weapons worked, which is why their flamethrower squad is currently frothing at the mouth and charging into melee combat. As you may imagine, this tactic was less than effective. Now back to Kizlev. Immediately upon exiting the portal, the first thing I saw was a wood elf, and before I could think, my reflexes kicked in, causing me to declare war on their entire faction and eviscerate thousands of non-combatants. Honestly, they shouldn't have put me in a self-defense situation like that. Alright, so we're here in Kizlev, and it's kind of a mess. We have mutated rats, sadomasochistic orcs, short people who are not coping well, and a man who probably spends his
Oh my god, is that a titty? Is that a chin? Is that 2 titty? Oh my god. Look at that knee fat. Holy shit. It's Osman. Osman God is skinny as fuck. What are you talking about? This person is fat. This is a body positive influencer. Beautiful.
Spare time luxuriating in septic tanks. Truly a sick and twisted assortment of characters, and they're all trying to destroy our capital city. Right now, it belongs to Katerin, but honestly, I really don't trust her. So I'm going to confederate her faction.
I wouldn't trust her either. She's hot. Attractive women are dangerous.
The only issue is, she thinks we're a bunch of losers and doesn't want to team up. I tried
Based. Absolutely based.
everything to impress her. I massacred 1,700 wood elves. She didn't care. I slaughtered over 5,000 orcs. Still nothing. I even tried giving her settlements, but yet she ignored my advances.
Bro, she's... Holy shit. She doesn't even want to gold dig. She literally pulled a ew, yikes. The worst thing she can say is no. Reggie's offering literally anything and she's like, ugh.
That's when I took the biggest black pill of all and realized the key to getting the girl of your dreams is not to improve yourself, but rather to make her worse. So
That's so true. It's actually easier as well. You gave her the egg. Yeah, that's true. You can always just like destroy her ego.
from here on out, I started
Solid
focusing
plan.
all of my resources on making Katerin lose the war. If we can make her start losing, she just might become desperate enough to accept me into her life. So how can we sabotage her empire?
It's so romantic. Maybe we should start writing smuts about Reggie's romantic attempts? Question mark?
Well, I started by using my teleportation spell
True
to
love.
relocate Katerin to the middle of the desert. With her main army now in a sand dune 1,200 miles away, I figured she may be nervous, so I offered a defensive alliance, which I then used to force her into several wars with her neighbors. The pressure was mounting, but she was still holding her own with a second army, so he had to go on vacation as well. Finally, this caused her to start losing ground to the Chaos Dwarves and Scaven, which is when I graciously offered to confederate our factions, and of course, she accepted.
I am learning so much about how to woo a girl. Like, holy shit.
Gentlemen, I believe this form of emotional manipulation is what the autistic youth are calling Riz.
I knew it! I knew it! I knew it! It's literally nagging. What does nagging mean? I only know the female version. When they are just bothering you. He's a genius, truly a revolutionary amongst all of us. When you insult a woman to try to get in her pants. Does that work? There's no way that works. Bro, you tried it on someone from Eastern Europe and you're going to get hit. I guarantee you. Maybe it works on American people. I don't know.
So, we now own all of Kizlev's territories, which immediately
At home you will just get slapped. Eastern Europeans don't have an ego. Oh, that's where you're wrong,
Begging
buddy.
is insulting a woman to ruin her self-image and make her think that you're on the same level as her.
Ah, I met people like that. I did. Oh my god. I just remember I met people like that. Holy shit, they were always so mean to me. And then they were always trying to hit on me. It was the most confusing shit ever. I just thought they were like bipolar. I had no idea. I always thought that they were just retarded. I didn't know it was a part of a brilliant strategy. The more you know. Nobody wanted me. Oh.
we put our income at a very impressive negative 8,000 gold per turn. But after abandoning the
I didn't know.
North African division of our military, we were back to being profitable, very profitable. This influx of income and
Screw it, as you're my Oshi, I feel compelled to call you a dumb hoe. Thanks. I feel so raised right now. Holy shit. Let me just flip my hair for you. Is it working? I love it when they call me a dumb bitch.
Military infrastructure allowed me to finally start building armies that weren't just a bunch of Slavic men
Ooh la
in
la.
explosive vests. I spared no expense. Winged hussars for cav charging our enemies, artillery platforms drawn by polar bears, and an entire army of ice guard, which, if you put them under Katarin's command...
Look at her. She's kind of hot though, and like she has the crazy eyes. But she's kind of hot. So I'm impressed by your lack of IQ. Now you're just flirting with me.
are actually cheaper to use than even the drunkest and most chromosomally compromised commoners. This might seem like a lot, but we're going to need it, because when we confederated with Katarin, we
There is a mod that makes her hotter. Ooh, someone is a gooner.
inherited all of her wars, and Azazel, Throt, Astrogoth Ironhand are
Is that ooh thing brainrot from the Pirate Fauna video? We cannot confirm nor deny it. But yes. Oh.
Payan and Festus are all looking at me in much the same way a dark elf looks at a kindergarten.
He's pulling his cock out!
Unsurprisingly, the next 10 turns involved us being molested, but eventually
What?
we managed to stabilize our borders and start picking off our enemies. The first and most immediate threat was Azazel and his army of kinky warriors. They started beating the hell out of me along the west coast.
I'm getting like fucking whiplash from this man's commentary.
And I have to say, being beaten up by Azazel is especially humiliating, because you know he's not just hurting you, but he's also extracting sexual gratification from it. Disgusting.
Same. Honestly, same. I like that man.
However, we struck
He's a
back.
good
For
man.
example, I made this trinket that I could put on his spellcasters,
I like
and it
it.
gives them about a 40% chance for any spell they cast to backfire and blow their head off.
Oh,
With
yeah.
Azazel's commanders taking the Kurt Cobain challenge, I was able to wear down his armies and move Astankia to his capital city, which was defended by Azazel himself, along
Can I file a petition to bring back dark humor? Can I file it so that every time there is someone who says that that's actually problematic and offensive, we will just like bitch slap them and we will restore the good old jokes? Please!
with an army of sexually liberated
Please.
deviants. Actually, never mind. I just teleported them to Orion's camp and steamrolled their fortress. That takes care of the ecstatic legion. While this was distracting me, Throt took the opportunity to rush our capital city with two pretty nasty armies. And with that, the first major defense of Kizlev was underway. Our towers made pretty short work of the first army, but they did manage to blast a hole in one of our walls. Normally, this isn't so bad,
Nice hole, bro.
because you can just block it with some infantry, but they have Gorich, and nothing in my entire roster can block Gorich. So he spent the next 10 minutes at the east wall turning my infantry into a human variant of mashed potatoes. Meanwhile, Throt attacked us to the north. Piss-soaked bullets peppered my battlements, while hordes of filthy rodents scaled the walls.
The French is visiting.
Throt himself crashed
It's
through the gates with a
beautiful.
posse of mutated rats and started wailing on Katarin. And judging by the pile of mashed up dog food that has now replaced her face, she's losing that battle pretty bad. Luckily, Throt is losing his battle against my 4 squads of archers, and once we killed him, his units started to scatter, only to be stalked through the streets by my frostworms. Not long after, we won the siege, and with the main Scaven armies destroyed, there was nothing stopping me from auto-resolving the shit out of his capital city.
I wish this is gonna be my female. I wish you could make alliances and actually get married and have like units that you just like breed with an attractive woman, and that would be like a birth of a new unit, and it would be like combined like Fire Emblem style. No, only war, but I want to love. Yeah, I want to breed these females Fire Emblem style, and I want to send my children to war. That's what I want. Please, this ain't Sims. I don't want Sims. I don't want to have a happy ending. I want to send them to lead my armies.
This left Clan Molder in some kind of vegetative state, still technically alive, but so impotent that no one would take them seriously ever again. Back at home, a faction of Dark Elves decided to take
Can you imagine you could breed like the rats and you would have like this half rat, half human, just child? You could breed the tentacle monsters! Let's go!
a break from their busy schedule of hanging around playgrounds in a trench coat in order to declare war on me. So I shot them with a lot of cannons, and they asked for peace on the
I think it has potential. I think it absolutely has potential.
the next turn. Back to Kizlev. With Throt and Azazel defeated,
so
I was able
good.
to link up my armies and castrate Astrogoth Ironhand using the medically correct device known as a flintlock pistol. Unsurprisingly, this procedure diminished his enthusiasm to continue the war, and as I stood there,
That's not fair. He can castrate the boys, but I cannot breed them. Aww.
hyperventilating with bits of Chaos Dwarf dripping from my bloody knuckles, I realized something. The amount of peace treaties we receive seems to be directly proportional to the number of Chaos Dwarves that we club, so I continued to use Astrogoth as a punching bag until I had convinced everyone to leave me alone. The only holdout was Festus. I know Festus may look like a little piss baby, but he's actually quite dangerous, so I teleported in some reinforcements. However, he was waiting for that and he absolutely
Fishy little baby.
slaughtered us. This was an army full of artillery that I had just recruited, and losing it made me briefly consider crushing the cyanide capsule in my back left molar. But before
Gentlemen, if your piss is green, you might want to stop taking too much supplements.
I had the chance, I was interrupted by this. Oh, fuck. The vampire apocalypse has started, and it's so
I think one of the vitamins do that. I don't remember if it's the vitamin D or the vitamin B that turns your piss into this beautiful neon color. I forget. It's one of them. The green gamer subs? No. Is it the B12? There you go. Wait, it actually can? Oh, yeah. It absolutely can. Sometimes, so I have, okay, don't cancel me. I have these gummy vitamins, and sometimes it's so delicious, and I take more than what I should be taking, and then my piss turns really ultra neon yellow. But if they're not food, why is it so delicious?
so bad that despite being one of the strongest factions in the game, you can't even see me on the balance of power.
You're
After this
welcome.
happened, Festus and I looked at each other in bewilderment and quickly settled on a peace agreement.
Why is your mother glowing neon? Too much B12.
We're now in a difficult position. We need to kill Vlad, but he's nestled in between like
Oh,
25
no.
other vampires. And if we overextend ourselves, they could rush Kizlev and make us lose the campaign. But on the upside, I've spent the last 15 turns outfitting my armies with the latest Eastern European technology. For example, Yevgeny Turin has an army of over 2,500 pet spiders. Ostankya has an army of vaguely civilized Gopniks, and Valentin has a formidable front line along with several cannons. Altogether, we're ready for anything. So, what's the plan? Well, Vlad is being very defensive, and he seems to be fixated
I'm so happy that we are being represented.
entirely on this settlement. So I took 4 of my armies and flanked them around to the west, while Ostankya stayed behind to defend. In the west, I encountered some of his auxiliary forces, and they were very well equipped with a variety of undead monstrosities. But there is one very key ingredient that he does not
He's
have
so
access
bold.
to. Gun. Using our superior firepower, we blasted our way down to Schwarzhaven and captured the city. From here, we do a little trolling. Since we control a settlement in the same province as Vlad, I can use a purification chant to cleanse the entire region from all vampiric corruption. After doing this, each of his armies started taking attrition damage for not being in vampiric territory. If we can just hold them off long enough, their entire military will crumble, and then we can swing in, beat the hell out of Vlad, and be back home in time for traditionally delicious jelly
This was my father's favorite food. This was everywhere in the fucking house. Every winter, grandma comes, makes these motherfuckers uses of all the fucking plates. There is no bowls available. You have to use like the fucking plastic bowls because all the glass ones are containing one of these motherfuckers out. It's in the kitchen, it's in the balcony, it's in the living room. You open the toilet, it's sitting there. It's always everywhere. That motherfucker was haunting me. It's like a meat jello sort of thing. And it's like fatty, and it's like it's a boy thing, okay? It's not my cup of tea. It's a boy thing. It's a boy thing. I'm sorry. No.
meat. The only issue is,
Ugh.
this little maneuver pissed them off pretty good, and they attacked Astancia with 3 full
It's a manly thing. You don't want that. It's too bad. If you're a boy, you're getting one.
armies. Fortunately, I've prepared for this moment, because I have accumulated an extensive stockpile of grotesque trinkets, which I began liberally distributing among the attackers. Every opposing
Dude, we have literally a festival after it in my hometown. There is literally, we call it Kochonia, and there is a Kochonia festival. And then you go downtown and everyone just eats that and you can buy it. Yeah, it's literally to celebrate this motherfucking food. Yeah. It's glorious, actually.
commander is now violently insane. The infantry have a 100 DPS curse that is contagious. Oh, and minus 20% movement speed on your cavalry. Don't mind if I do. By the time I was finished, I had applied about 45...
Is your hometown okay? Never happened. Listen, it literally gave birth to me. Do you think my hometown is okay? I don't think so.
5 debuffs to the enemies. I load into the battle and notice that about half of the vampire's units are already in rampage mode. That's exactly when I began edging. They attempted to organize their forces, but this was made considerably more difficult by me blowing their heads off with a crossbow. Eventually, they assembled something vaguely resembling a military formation and started shambling across the field towards us. My front line is equipped with axes and flintlock pistols, and we started wearing the vampires down on approach. But eventually, they overwhelmed my gun line through human wave tactics, and the melee began. This first wave was an absolute slaughter that lasted around 10 minutes and burnt through about 70% of our ammunition. Thankfully, it got easier from here. You see, they have thousands of reinforcements, but there's a limit to how many units can be on the field at a time. And since they already have 1,500 soldiers dicking around in frenzy mode, they're only getting a slow stream of actually lucid soldiers to attack us with. Given this, we were able to slowly digest his entire army over the next 30 minutes, and that's when I stopped edging. After this battle, I pulled a
Is that like 30 minutes real-time gameplay? He's literally just like edging them for 30 minutes, yorking off really fucking slowly. I respect that. I do.
Ankia back to Fort Chikova to recover. She's in rough shape, but at least the entire vampire military is slowly decomposing. Actually, no, they're not. They appear to be taking refuge at Castle Tempelhof, which is the only vampiric province left on the map. But that's alright, because I've got a plan B. You see, we finally have our quest battle to unlock the most powerful spell in the entire game. Maladiction of Ruin is a single-use ability that nukes an entire faction, hitting their armies with mass...
This cheating? What the hell? An entire faction? Just like all of them just nuked them off of the... Ain't no way.
Massive attrition and depopulating their cities. If we nail the vampires with this, it's a death sentence, and all we have to do to get it is win this quest battle. Honestly, I'm going to consolidate this battle a lot, because it pretty much boiled down to us being attacked by 5 different undead armies one after another, each led by a necromancer,
It's so skinny.
Spectre, or Banshee. After shooting said Necromancer, Spectre, or Banshee with 1,700 crossbow bolts, they promptly died, which caused their army to physically dematerialize. We did that 5 times in a row, casted a few big spells to clean up the leftovers, and before long the battle was over and we had unlocked our new spell. This was it. 100 turns of empire building, tens of thousands of casualties, and a whole garage full of weird body parts. It all led up to this moment right here, where I apply the Maladiction of Ruin to Vlad and wipe his faction off the map. My hand tentatively hovered over the button as if I was about to melt a bunch of Japanese people with a nuclear weapon. I clicked it, leaned back in my chair, and it didn't work.
Reggie. Reggie, please. You're putting me into a very delicate position here, Reggie. I feel like that I'm bent over and my pants are down at my ankles. Reggie.
I waited about 5 turns, nothing was happening. Vlad still had like 20 full stack armies and his cities were absolutely fine. It's safe to say I was more than a little upset, but it's okay because I always come prepared with a plan C. Before failing catastrophically, plans A and B relied heavily on attrition, which is why you may be disappointed but also unsurprised to hear that plan C is again about attrition.
What does attrition mean? What's that? I don't know that word. Uh-oh. Wearing down. Damage over time for existing. Ah, okay.
You see, I've been very effective in
New word acquired.
containing Vlad to Sylvania, and at this point he has only two
Slovenia?
settlements, Castle Drakenhof and Eschen. But since they don't have vampiric corruption, his armies aren't defending them. So all I need to do is destroy his last two cities, at which point his faction will begin to dissolve. The first target will be his capital city. I besieged it with 4 full armies, and was somewhat shocked to be greeted by a crushing defeat auto-resolve. After starting the battle, I realized the problem. Vampire castles appear to convey a debuff of negative 70 leadership on all of my units. For reference, most units don't even have 70 leadership in the first place. This resulted in half of my army immediately deserting me, with the other half being as emotionally stable as your average
Whores! His army is full of whores.
League of Legends player. I don't want to sound like a diva, but this was bullshit. Which is why I had no problem using my own variety of immoral strategies.
Slay, Reggie, slay.
If you're going to terror rout my entire army after 5 minutes of fighting, I'll spend those 5 minutes destroying your walls with cannons and pelting all of your soldiers with frozen arrows. And then, when I'm forced to retreat, I'll come back and do the whole thing all over again because I've refilled my ammunition. I had to do this 4 times on the same turn before the vampires were so horribly disfigured that they just kind of gave up. Only one more city to go. I passed the turn with victory in my eyes and triumph pumping through my veins. And that's when we were presented with a unique opportunity. We need to kill Vlad to win.
Please be patient, I have autism. Oh, I didn't even thank you for the hat! You motherfucker! Guy sent me a hat that has this motherfucker in it. I'm banning that, man. I don't need it. I do not have it. I don't want it. I'm sending it back. I don't want it. It's slander, and I'm going to treat this like I would be Japan, and not because of the hentai, but it's defamation and slander. It's very serious. No.
But for the past 20 turns, he's been in some kind of witness protection program. But right now, he's out of position. All that's between us and him is 8 vampire armies. So I gathered up my 5 stack and began barreling down on him. Fortunately, I was able to auto-resolve the first 4 armies, but the next
I didn't ban him. I will make a smaller one and put it onto his dick.
4, which included Vlad himself, weren't so easy. For this, our final battle, I would have to rely on my hundreds of hours of tactical knowledge to implement the most ingenious battle strategy imaginable. Or, I could just set up all my units in the corner like a filthy degenerate. Obviously,
Did he just smell the chair like...
imaginable. Or, I could just set up all my units in the corner like a filthy degenerate.
Sweet ass! That's you guys, if you could smell my butt pillow. My great butt pillow.
Obviously, I did the latter. You might consider this to be in poor taste, but all of my armies are half dead, I burnt through most of my trinkets, and if we lose this battle, I'm going to commit an honor killing on myself. So I don't have much of a choice. Optimally, we all survive, but really, I don't care. As long as we can assassinate Vlad, I'm calling it a campaign victory and taking a handful of random pills in celebration. The battle started with the undead organizing their forces. In response, I sent a delegation of Bulgarians to remind the vampires that I hate them. This initiated the Great Undead March. Vlad led the charge by absorbing 700 arrows to the face, but his regeneration was keeping him in the fight. Fortunately, I've got some more tricks up my sleeve. For example, as the legions of ghouls crashed against my lines, I pushed forward my
I don't like that. I don't like it. That's not a clothing, but simply he has his dick hair covering the... I don't like that. I simply don't like that. You want him? No, I don't like it. I don't like it. It's a little bit too free for my liking.
My incarnate beast.
Yeah, the pubic curtain. God damn it, man.
This allowed the enemy units to gather around.
Oh my god! Like you can see all the way into his butt cheeks. Like look at that. Like I can see everything, brother.
It's to gather around my incarnate, which gives me the perfect opportunity to cast every vortex spell in my library. The Witch's Cauldron is a new one, and it's very powerful, but in terms of raw efficiency,
it's hard to stop looking when the camera goes in so deep.
efficiency, Heart of Winter
don't
is
like it.
absolutely unreal. Every time I'd cast a spell, the balance of power would shift in our favor, but the vampires have an ungodly amount of reinforcements, which would push it right back. However, we also have reinforcements, including an army of 20 spiders, each one armed with the Explode
So
on Death
tiny.
trinket. I had them skitter across the map and begin dive bombing the enemy from behind. This helped me free up the left flank and close in on Vlad, who is now sporting about 7 debuffs and substantially less health than he would prefer. Eventually, my Frost Worm was able to beat the life out of him, thereby securing our moral victory. But the battle was still raging on, and my front line didn't exist anymore. We did have a late resurgence thanks to this trinket, which allows my soldiers to transform into gigantic bears when they get
I feel like I was fucking gaslit with this video because he said that he's going to defeat them with elderly people and he's using anything but the elderly people.
low on health. But over time, they too fell to the hordes of the undead.
Lie to
I
me.
stared off into the sunset as the final remnants of my army crumbled before me, waiting patiently for the defeat screen to greet me. This was the definition of a bittersweet battle. We did kill Vlad, but paid the ultimate price for it. Fortunately, the allies of Order
It's because you didn't use the hags. You should have hag-maxed the entire thing.
rally in support of us, and to them, I leave the rest. Mostly because it's 5 AM and I don't have time to kill 20 more full stacks. So that's going to be it for this video. We've weaponized child labor, old people witchcraft, and
It wasn't enough.
Slavic customs
More
to save
old
the world
people.
from a vampire apocalypse. Thank you to the channel patrons, our sponsor, Displate, and finally, thank you for watching.
Not enough old people, gentlemen. Simply not enough.
Almost 1 year now. I love your new model less than 3.
Less than 3.